interested in chasing this big opportunity, this pot of honey which is waiting for us. It's about $177 billion in the global screen production in 2019. It generated about economic value add of about $14 billion, generated jobs which are direct and indirect of about 14 million.
Excuse me.
And if we look at, okay, this is the global scenario, how important is it in this country, in India? When we came out with a report in 2019, the Indian film and television industry itself contributed about $25 billion and had an economic value of about $50 billion and employed direct and indirectly 2.6 million people. So as you can see, the whole fact that we have now announced incentives to be able to attract international inward investments is actually efficient strategic tool to attract investments, to strengthen local productions, to grow our infrastructure for film, and to be able to have a future-facing growth opportunity which can actually be leveraged beautifully if we were to do that. And I think the incentives are the first step in that direction, saying that we are open for business, and we've got a flag out there saying that India is now open to business with incentives. The good news, since what I've been hearing here is about 15 states have announced their own incentives. So these incentives are stackable. So if you are a producer who's sitting in America or Europe or wants to come to India, you have two levels of incentives available to you. It's a highly competitive world. Typically the headlining rate is about 25 to 30% globally, but we are competitive there. But you have to look at the Indian incentives also in the light of cost arbitrage, the dollar-rupee disparity, the arbitrage we have, the benefits we have, the global cruise, and these great locations that we've been watching all day. So I think we have the stage set for us, and I think Tenet and other such 24 or 48-hour turnarounds have proven that we are indeed getting a film, getting to be a film-friendly state. I've seen some states which have given deemed clearance for 15 days, which I think is great. So we have a very interesting mix of panel here. I think we have both industry and government. But Mr. Modi has to leave early, so I'll start with him and saying, how do you hope to take advantage of all that you've been hearing? And what do you think should be done further to make India more film-friendly?
Good evening, everyone. My company is a producer. I am creator of the show, Tarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma. So it's a world longest running comedy TV show, and today only we have completed 3,500 episodes. It's a family entertainment, purely a family entertainment. So we promote tourism in our show in close association with any state or country. In past we also closely work with Gujarat Tourism. We promoted White Run, Kite Festival, and some other places of Gujarat. Also work with Singapore Tourism and with Disney Studio, and we shot in Disneyland, Hong Kong, also with Hong Kong Tourism. Because every day 10 million people watches our show. It's a big impact. Always when I attend this kind of conclave tourism, we forget about the television. Television is the most impactful medium to promote tourism. Because while any show if you watch on television, you are watching with family. So Tarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma, with this show we have promoted so many such very nice, beautiful locations, and the companies also got good impact, good business. So if anyone want to promote any state they want to promote, they can contact us, and we can because our show also global show. So on YouTube also we have 15 million subscribers. In India, in USA, UK, Canada, everyone watches our show. So because in television, I am asking for this kind of business thing, because in television we have a limited budget. We don't have a big Bollywood movie. it helps us. We promote your tourism and we also get a content out of it. Sometimes we also talk with we also work with French tourism of France. So sometimes we also use cross-culture tourism. Indian culture to other country culture to India. So it's all about content. So that's what we do. So I'm happy to meet all the people here and we'll contact them. You can contact us and we'll be happy. Thank you.
Excellent, the reach of television, and that is the reason why I mentioned that the film and television sector overall contributes to $2.6 billion. That includes 2.6 million people and about $50 billion in terms of gross value that the industry adds. Television is a huge sector without doubt, and the reach is extraordinary. And I think most of the incentives are also aligned to screens now, no longer just film. So when we might be saying generically film, I think a lot of the incentives are also for OTT and television in most states cases. So which actually leads up nicely to a state to respond to you, saying how are they going to attract ulta.
Actually, what happened, because no one understood the power of the television. No state or they don't have any scheme for television producer. They always talking about films, but they don't understand power of the TV.
So are you going to stop them from going to Disneyland and France and Singapore? So let's start with Kashmir. Are you attracting television as well?
So far as it comes to Jammu and Kashmir, we do not differentiate between commercial films and TV serial. For us, film means it includes any definition of film. It includes the cinema, it includes the documentaries, it includes songs or anything in the OTT platform. So you are most welcome to come there. We have as already I told in my presentation, we have a single window clearance system. We have a system of incentives, but what I feel or what I could gather from the discussions, ease of filming is the most important thing that a production house looks for. I heard Mukesh Bhatt speaking on one of the conclaves last year or last year. He was talking of Romania. He said he went to Romania to shoot a film, and he was saying that it was so easy, so convenient, and so comfortable that he shot entire movie in Romania itself. So I can only say that you come to Jammu and Kashmir, you will have a feel of that. You will feel that it's so convenient.
So I think next few episodes we will see in Kashmir now.
It should be in Kashmir, and we have the best to offer you. You come in any season, winter, autumn, summer. We have the facilities. We'll make it.
How regional serials are being shot. When I went in February, I saw a Telugu serial being shot at.
Yes, a lot of regional movies, regional even songs, regional songs they are being shot. Not only in the destinations like Pahalgam, Gulmarg, they are known to everybody. But the destinations which are offbeat, the 75 destinations to commemorate the 75 years of independence, we are promoting 75 offbeat destinations. And I assure you, if you go to one of those offbeat destinations, you will not like to go to those famous destinations. You will only look for those offbeat destinations. They are so beautiful. I request you to see the video of Doodh Patri. I'll provide you the videos. But that Doodh Patri is worth 10 gulmargs. Yeah, I can show you. And our golf course. We have 5 golf courses. In fact, we are the golf capital of the country. So we have the distinction of having the golf course at the highest level. We have a golf course in Jammu also. If you want to come in summers, if you want to come in winters, you come to Jammu. If you want to come in summers, you come to Kashmir. So we have all kind of things. Even we have for the adventure tourism also. We have the beautiful tracks. And the most important thing, what I was saying earlier also, that we have a cinema exposed audience and world. Our people there, they had been exposed to cinema since 60s. So you will find cinema exposed workers. You will find cinema exposed manpower. I won't say that they are very trained, but they can be very useful because they are exposed to cinema. And I tell you that last week only, one of our tourist guide, his name was Shakir, he died while saying a tourist. So that's the level of commitment that our people have. So that hospitality I was saying, that you won't find anywhere else.
I trust you and I'll be happy.
Yeah, you're most welcome. You come once and I'm sure you will get addicted.
Thank you, Vijay. Thank you.
Mr. Chaudhary, are you allowing him to take the next 75 episodes or are you going to compete?
सर मैं अभी सर से यही बता रहा था कि आप मध्य प्रदेश में आइए सर और हम लोग की फिल्म टूरिज्म पॉलिसी है उसमें ख़ास तौर पे हमने टीवी सीरियल्स के लिए भी इंसेंटिव्स रखे हैं जो करोड्स में हैं सर। अगर आप 90 डेज़ तक हमारे यहाँ शूट करते हैं तो उसमें भी हैं और 180 डेज़ या उससे ज़्यादा करते हैं। और अभी पिछले साल हम लोगों के यहाँ करीब 1.5 साल एक दूजे के वास्ते जो सीरियल है उसकी शूट भोपाल में हुई थी। तो काफ़ी सारी बहुत अच्छी अनसीन लोकेशंस हैं सर जो आप आके एक्सप्लोर कर सकते हैं और फिल्म की जो पॉलिसी है उसमें बहुत डिटेल से हमने ये सारी चीज़ें बताई हैं सर। तो मोस्ट वेलकम है सर, आप आइए और मध्य प्रदेश को एक्सप्लोर कीजिए। थैंक यू।
I think they're not only looking there, because you took the lead, they're looking at you, but I think we have red chilies here as well. So I think they're extending it to you. So what is your expectation and what is your feeling about being, making one of these film-friendly states?
We as a production house are already exploring the possibility of shooting across the country. When I say that, our last 4 films what we produced in India have been shot across 4 different states. Lock, Stock and Barrel, when I say that, the entire film has been shot there. Bob Biswas featuring Abhishek Bachchan was shot entirely in West Bengal, 45 days schedule. We shot Love Hospital in Bhopal, in fact. We've shot recently another film called Vakshak in Lucknow, the entire film. So we are, as a production house, we are also looking at stories from these stories outside Bombay, if I say, which is taking us to a landscape across the country. So we are already in the process of doing that, and the next slate what we have, about 6 films, 3 of them are based out of Bombay. And so a majority of them are being based in the western part of the country. So we are already in the process of doing that. We are one of the first production houses from Bombay who actually gone across, and we basically we are exploring that possibility in a very big manner.
So wouldn't you like them to also explore the central part of the country, move out of western part of the zone?
Chhattisgarh as a film-friendly shooting destinations, are we ready? If you say then yes, we are ready. And I'll invite Ulta Chasma producers and Red Chili Entertainment to come over to Chhattisgarh. I'll cite an example. Recently, we had a shoot in the Chitrakoot Falls, the time we call it Niagara, Chhattisgarh, Niagara, the country. It was an adventure shoot event, and the people, it was I think Parvez, the action director, was searching for locations all over the country. They went to Trivandrum, they went to some other places for a shoot of his jumping sequence, jumping down the waterfall. Searching all locations, ultimately landed up in Chitrakoot. He found it convenient, but he wanted to test our capabilities. And when the advanced team came, they asked that can you serve us breakfast at around 4 o'clock for 250 people? And they didn't believe initially that we can cater to such demands. And when it was done, very efficiently, then they were convinced. They got their whole team from Trivandrum to Chitrakoot. So Chhattisgarh, though is relatively less known to the outside states of the country, as I said, it has the negative image of Nakshal activities. And most of the films which have been sought, Hindi films, as mentioned, Newton, Rajkumar Raoji, and Maria Dhuni Kahani, and Ran Hasmi, they all had sequences of, jungle warfare, mine blasting and all such say activities. But Chhattisgarh has changed a lot, and our destinations there say film friendly. Our people are very simple. We don't have disturbances. So, it may have so happen that like the unrest we had in the whole of the country and on so many say wrongful reasons. So nothing happened in Chhattisgarh. So people are very peaceful. No riots, no disturbances, no violence. People, all people, all religion, caste, creed, they live in complete harmony. So, if you are looking for a peaceful and say serene destination, then we are the state. So, I'll invite, say, the film producers, directors to come over to Chhattisgarh and explore the places. And as you see the say map of Chhattisgarh, it's say 13 to 1400 kilometers north-south. Yes, and you find we have hills which are at an altitude of 1000 plus meters above us. So we don't have water bodies. Say we are not a coastal state, but we have huge water bodies. Like one in on the river Hasdev Bango is 250 square kilometer water body, and say one Gangrel is on river Mahanadi is more than 100 kilometers say spread of water. So see, you want to shoot any sequence of say water adventure sequence, say motorboat chasing sequence, or even our new capital Raipur. We have around 300 kilometers of 6-lane roads in our new capital. So a bike chasing sequence or some water racing thing, you can shoot it very conveniently. And since our state is sparsely say populated, like it's only 2.5 crores population in an area of 59,000 square kilometers of say land mass. So it's very sparsely located. So you won't have disturbances also. You can shoot peacefully. You won't have say mobs disturbing you or say harassing you in certain locations. So that's another advantage. And as I said, Chhattisgarh, most people saying how you can approach Chhattisgarh, how you can reach Chhattisgarh. So our airport at Raipur is I think well connected with all the major cities, all the major capitals, and the air connectivity is better than, I will say, better than Bhopal and Indore also. The state, our parent state, Bhopal and Indore do not have such good air connectivity as Raipur has. So we are ready to welcome you, and I'll say from this forum, I'll invite say all filmmakers and be assured that we have the resources. Like once I met Ramesh Sippiji, so the first question was, do you have good hotels in Raipur? So I'll assure that we have 7-star category hotels in Raipur, and by this year end, I think will be our state, our capital state has been, it's on the say roll for hosting the G20 summit. So some say event of the G20 summit. So we are progressing. We have all the resources, we have all the amenities, and I welcome you all to come and say try out our state. Thank you.
I won't let that one pass, but because you said that you've got better connectivity than Bhopal, and Bhopal has to also say whether you agree or you disagree.
डिसएग्री हूँ सर, क्योंकि आप विस्तारा एयरलाइंस वाले भी यहाँ हैं, आप उनसे आगे आ सकते हैं। यस सर, मैं यही कहने वाला था सर कि सिंधिया जी को मैं इस बात से अवगत कराऊंगा कि इस तरीके से फ्लाइट्स बहुत ज़्यादा हैं सर। 58 फ्लाइट्स हमारी इंदौर में हैं और 50 प्लस फ्लाइट्स हमारी भोपाल में हैं सर। और अभी हमने एडवेंचर एक्टिविटीज़ में भी सर इसको फिल्म से भी हम जोड़ रहे हैं। एयर जो स्पोर्ट्स की पॉलिसी है सेंट्रल ने वो लाई है, उसमें एमपी ने अभी स्काई डाइविंग स्टार्ट किया है सर। अगर फिल्म में कोई इस तरह के एयर स्पोर्ट्स करता है तो उसके लिए भी हम इंसेंटिव्स लेके आ रहे हैं। तो कनेक्टिविटी हमारी बहुत अच्छी है सर, और कई सारे केवल इसमें ही नहीं सर, हम लोग अभी रिवर क्रूज़ में भी, हम लोग लग्जरी रिवर क्रूज़ में 3 हमारी ऐसी स्कीम है जो लेके आ रहे हैं, जो नर्मदा रिवर में होंगी, जो बड़वानी से लेके स्टैचू ऑफ यूनिटी तक करीब 150 किलोमीटर्स वाटरवेज में होंगी। तो इस तरह की कई सारी चीज़ें हैं जो मध्य प्रदेश में आप एक्सप्लोर कर सकते हैं। और जिस तरीके से लॉ एंड ऑर्डर की बात होती है सर, वो मध्य प्रदेश में सभी जानते हैं कि बहुत ही अच्छा पीसफुल एनवायरनमेंट होता है। एज ए पुलिस ऑफिसर, बेसिकली मैं एसीपी हूँ सर, पुलिस ऑफिसर हूँ, टूरिज्म में अभी मैं आया हूँ। तो मैं ये एश्योर बिल्कुल आपको कर सकता हूँ कि इस तरह की कोई भी गतिविधि वहाँ नहीं होगी जिससे कि आपको कोई ऐसी बात का सामना करना पड़े। सब्सिडीज भी हम लोग दे रहे हैं और जो हमारी लोकेशंस हैं वो बहुत अच्छी हैं। करीब 150 से अधिक प्रोजेक्ट्स हम लोग अभी कंप्लीट कर चुके हैं और करीब 13 जो प्रोजेक्ट हैं, फिल्म्स हैं और सीरियल्स हैं, वेब सीरीज़ हैं, ये अभी हमारी कंटिन्यू है। तो हम चाहेंगे कि सभी प्रोड्यूसर डायरेक्टर्स मध्य प्रदेश का रुख करें और बहुत सारी ऐसी सुविधाएं जो हम उपलब्ध कराने के लिए बिल्कुल तत्पर हैं। थैंक यू।
My next question is the next to the two of you. You mentioned incentives. So how important is that in a film-friendly state for you to consider going and shooting there, whether it's Tarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma or any one of your films? How important is that in your consideration set to be able to take a call of going to that particular state? I think the state has a skin in the game, even if they're giving you 1 or 2 crores. So all your other activity becomes much simpler. Clearances, everything else, because they are investing alongside you. There is a definite state involvement in this. So how important is that in your consideration?
Mainly in television, the shows are mostly daily shows, daily show. So for daily show it is difficult to shoot there for 180 days. Normally 15-20 days, 30 days is okay. So we can't shoot there because of most of the crew are here and every day our delivery is there. Every day episode has to come, so it is difficult. We shoot a longer period. But I think it will happen after some time, but not immediately. So incentive matters because television shows are having very tight budget. So normally we expect, we promote their tourism, their state tourism, their culture by our show. So we ask them, give us a facility, give us a location, hassle-free location, traveling, and so we can, best way we can shoot and show to our audience, families, please visit that state and promote the tourism. So,
well, I guess it's important for us as a production house or any film production house. When we take a call to shoot a film outside Bombay, outside in either state or in either place, what impacts us big is the travel, boarding, lodging cost. Now, if that is taken care of, I mean a portion of it rather, if you're shooting a 40-day film, you easily spend on EBL almost 1.8 to 2.2 crores. So that's an area which will really help us, because when we shoot for 40 days, 45 days, in short we stay there for minimum 50 to 60 days there. And during that point in time, a lot of these artists specifically travel from Bombay. That's a huge cost for us. So that will really, I mean, that's one place where we can accrue that money which comes in as far as the subsidy is concerned, or some kind of rebates are concerned. It really helps us a lot.
First, I would like to respond to Mr. Modi's. We don't have any fixed number of days that you become eligible for incentives after you shoot for this many days. We only say that 50% of the total shoot days should be there, and you are eligible for the incentives. And if the number of shoot days in our UT is more than 50%, then the incentives are more. So we haven't put any capping that you have to shoot for minimum this number of days and only then you become eligible. And then about Red Chilli, the boarding lodging which you are talking about, our policy says that all the accommodation, actually we have a Jammu and Kashmir Tourism Development Corporation. That corporation is looking into the commercial side. They have hotels, guest houses, huts at all the locations. So we are providing all our accommodations at 50% of the rates. We are offering 50% discount to the production houses. And over that, all the fee and the charges which you are paying to use certain sites like the archaeological sites, some heritage sites, we are reimbursing that also.
I think in the interest of time, we will conclude this panel here. I hope you enjoyed it. This is short and crisp. And very quickly, I think one of the clear things here is that we are absolutely ready, and we've got a bunch of very passionate people who are wanting to attract film productions. Let's not forget, whatever incentives are going, they are actually investments, and 67% of the contribution actually goes outside the film sector, the core sector. That is the kind of contribution that comes back in. So you will see return on investment in all that you're investing into these productions, and I'm sure you will see the next 75 episodes of Tarak, Ulta Chashma, and maybe even Red Chilli's films. Okay, thank you.